You're born underground, literally. Not in a cozy den or a hidden burrow. No, you're sealed inside a thin, leathery egg smaller than a paperclip, buried under a few inches of dry soil. There's no warm embrace, no parental pep talk, just darkness, dirt, and the pressure of the earth pressing down from every direction. Eventually, you split the egg open and wriggle your way into the world. Congratulations! You're now a worm-sized snake with no eyes, no arms, no defense mechanism, and no clue where you are. Welcome to life as a threadsnake. Everything smells like dirt, and technically, everything is dirt. You're about the length of a matchstick, as thick as cooked spaghetti, and your skin is smooth and pinkish like a peeled hot dog. You don't crawl. You slither by, pushing the soil around you like a sentient shoelace trying to solve a maze blindfolded. You don't see the world. You feel it one grain at a time. Your skull's already hardened like a little bulldozer, your body built to dig through dry, packed earth. Your tongue? It's flicking nonstop, trying to pick up chemical signals that tell you two things: what's edible and what might want to eat you. Spoiler alert, it's mostly the second one. Your siblings? You'll never meet them. You might accidentally slither past one, brush tails, and keep moving. No hugs, no high fives, no see you at dinner. You were born alone, you'll live alone, and odds are you'll die alone. Thanks, evolution. Parental guidance? Ha. Your mom laid the eggs and dipped. No goodbye kiss, no handwritten note. Just laid a clutch and moved on with her life. No one's showing you where the food is. You either find it, or you get turned into a crunchy snack for a hungry bird, or worse, an ant swarm. Yes, that's a thing. Still, instinct kicks in. You dig. You don't know why. You just move forward because that's what your microscopic brain says to do. Up is risky. Birds, sunlight, lawnmowers. Down? Also risky, but at least less noisy. So down it is. You're not entirely helpless. You've got an insanely tuned chemical radar. You can detect termite pheromones from several inches away, which, for your size, is like having Wi-Fi in a cave. And that's perfect because your entire diet consists of eggs, larvae, and other baby bugs that no one will miss. You slither until you feel a shift, a tiny void in the soil. Jackpot. You've found a termite chamber. You slip in, unnoticed, and it's all you can eat time. No fangs, no venom. Just open wide and gulp. You don't chew, you don't savor. You just swallow the squirming buffet one bite at a time. There's no glory in your hunt. No majestic leap, no roaring takedown, just silent sliding, tongue flicking, and vibes. It's gross. It's efficient. It's survival. By the end of day one, you've avoided being eaten, found a meal, and dug a tunnel just slightly longer than your own body. Congratulations again. Now do that for the next 5 to 10 years, without ever seeing the sun, or having friends, or knowing if your head's facing the right way. Being a threadsnake isn't glamorous, but it's what you were born to be. One grain of dirt at a time. It's been a few weeks underground, and guess what? You're still blind, still solo, still basically living like a microwaved piece of yarn. But now you're a slightly larger microwaved yarn. Congrats, you've gotten better at sensing the world. Your tongue's flicks are sharper, faster. You've mapped out a solid tunnel network. A little ant-egg buffet circuit you patrol like a noodle-shaped landlord. You know where the juiciest termite chambers are. You've learned the texture of safe soil versus collapse-prone sand. It's not glamorous, but it works. This is your territory. This is your life. Until it doesn't. One day, while you're cruising your usual tunnels, something changes. The air shifts. You smell mold, moisture, roots. But more than that, you smell something wrong. It's a new smell. Sharp, metallic, human. You pause. The ground vibrates. A low, mechanical rumble, followed by a horrifying crunch of soil being torn apart. It's a shovel. Some humans digging up the garden above you. You reverse, twist, and bolt through the tunnel system like a panic-stricken earthworm with commitment issues. But you're too slow. The tunnel collapses behind you, slamming your tail under a chunk of dirt. You wriggle free just in time, but now your whole home is compromised. Just like that, eviction notice served. No deposit back. You go deeper. But deeper means wetter. You reach a section of soil soaked from last night's sprinkler system, and now you've got a whole new problem. Mud. Thick, sticky, suffocating mud. You're small enough to drown in a puddle, so imagine trying to navigate through chocolate pudding with no limbs and no air pockets. Every push forward feels like a full-body bench press. You're exhausted, covered in gunk. You haven't eaten since your last egg heist, and now you're burning energy just trying to breathe through wet sand. And just when you think you've made it to dry ground again, ants. Dozens of them. Not larvae, adults, big ones, soldiers. They see you, they surround you, and they're not happy to see a flesh noodle raiding their daycare. You thrash, you spin. You use your weird little head to burrow sideways into loose dirt, biting into roots and scraping against rocks. You try to pull a Houdini maneuver with nothing but teeth and fear. It's not pretty. It's not graceful. But you make it out, barely. A few mandible scars richer, and with the traumatic realization that you just almost got murdered by bugs. Again. You drag yourself to a quiet corner, covered in mud and shame. Your body throbs with every movement you stop. For the first time in your life, you feel something new. Fear of failure. Not just fear of dying, but fear of not mattering. Of being so small and so forgettable that even death would be a whisper. Because here's the thing they don't tell you in biology books. Being a predator at the very bottom of the predator chain just means everyone else thinks you're the snack. But you keep going. Because that's what threadsnakes do. No eyes, no allies, no claws, no venom, no backup plan. Just a skull like a battering ram, a tongue like a GPS, and the sheer will to not die covered in mud and regret. You push forward, one grain at a time. You're not built for glory, you're built for grit. You're officially an adult now. Not that anyone threw you a party, or even noticed. No candles, no cake. Just more dirt, more darkness, and more terrifying predators that still see you as a snack. You're a few months old and somehow still alive, congrats. You've dodged being stepped on, dried out, flooded out, or gulped by something with legs, wings, or zero conscience. But adulthood doesn't come with perks. It comes with pressure. Mainly, find food, don't die, maybe reproduce if you're lucky. You're still blind, still barely the size of a spaghetti noodle, but you've learned to read the vibrations in the earth like Braille written by chaos. A beetle larva squirms half a meter away. You feel it. An ant nest hums below you. Jackpot. You zero in, winding through soil like a slow, twitchy torpedo. The good news, you're no longer as squishy as you used to be. Your scales are tougher now, armored sort of. Still wouldn't stop a bird from tearing you in half, but hey, baby steps. Your days are a loop of routine desperation. Burrow, sniff, eat, hide, rinse and repeat. You've started to recognize patterns in the underground world. Certain plants mean good soil. Certain soil means more bugs. And where there are bugs, there's dinner. At your best, you're a pest control assassin in miniature form, wriggling silently through root systems and compost like a ghost of the dirt. But things are changing. The rainy season comes back, and with it, the chaos of your first near-death experience all over again. Water floods your burrow without warning. The tunnels collapse like wet paper. You're forced to the surface, your least favorite place on the planet. Up here, everything wants to kill you. The sun dries you out in minutes. The birds have eyes sharp enough to spot you twitching beneath the leaf. And don't even get me started on humans. They don't see you, don't hear you, just step on you with that blissful ignorance only sneakers can provide. You scramble for cover and slipping under a broken brick near a garden. It's moist, dark, feels like a 5-star resort compared to open air. You stay there for a day, eating a nest of ant eggs you found tucked in the corner. Not bad, but you can feel it, your body changing again. A slow buildup of something strange. Instinct tells you what it is. It's time. Mating season has arrived. And if you don't act now, you may never get the chance again. You haven't seen another threadsnake in months. Then again, you don't really see anything. But that doesn't stop your body from pulling you forward like a little biological GPS screaming, now or never. You begin to follow chemical trails in the dirt, pheromones left behind by a female. At least you hope it's a female. Could be a rival. Could be a lizard trap. But you're already crawling toward it like love-drunk spaghetti. You travel for hours, days maybe. Time is weird down here. Hunger claws at your gut. You pass up 2 juicy termite chambers because instinct overrules appetite. Eventually you find her, or rather bump into her. You coil awkwardly, trying to send the right signals through vibrations and scent. She doesn't bite you. That's a win. You get one chance and it has to count. It's clumsy. It's quiet. It's weird. But it works. For the first time, you're not just surviving. You're passing something on. And for a blind creature the size of a shoelace, that's as close to a legacy as it gets. This is it. The final mission. The reason you've survived floods, predators, and way too many close calls with lawnmowers, mating. Now, if you were a cooler animal, this would be the part where you strut, dance, or sing. But you're a blind, 2-inch-long dirt noodle whose dating strategy involves sniffing through mud in the vague hope that somewhere, somehow, you'll bump into a female who's just as confused and desperate as you are. And tonight, you do. She's slightly bigger than you. Her scent is different. Her movements, slow, deliberate. You follow the chemical trail like a biological GPS gone slightly haywire, weaving your way through soil particles the size of your head. When you finally find her, there's no ceremony, no bouquet, no dance. Just a brief, blind tangle of bodies. You wrap around her like a living question mark, and the moment is over as quickly as it started. Romantic? Not at all, but efficient. If you're the male, that's it. Mission complete. You leave, never to see her or your offspring again. If you're the female, well, congrats. You're now a walking egg factory. After some time, you find a patch of moist, soft soil and dig a small burrow. Then you lay your eggs, anywhere from 3 to 7. You curl your tiny body around them, guarding them like a scaleless dragon in the dirt. No one taught you this, but your instincts are running the show now. You don't eat much during this time. Just wait. Still, silent. You shift only to nudge the eggs, keeping them moist with the condensation from your body. It's a strange kind of motherhood. No lullabies, just darkness and heat. Then one day the soil stirs. Tiny, squirming bodies break free from the eggs. Your offspring, miniature copies of yourself, begin to burrow immediately. They won't stick around. There's no bonding, no goodbyes. Just instinct pulling them deeper into the earth. You don't follow. You just stay in that quiet chamber, exhausted, your job complete. You've lived an invisible life in a hidden world. You were never seen, rarely known, and always underestimated. But you mattered. Every larva you ate, every ant egg you swallowed, helped balance the world above. No fanfare. No fame. Just silent work in the shadows. And one day, as quietly as it began, your life ends. You stop moving. Maybe from hunger. Maybe from age. There's no mourning, no name etched into stone. Just a motionless body absorbed back into the soil you once tunneled through. No one above ground notices. No tweet, no TikTok, no headlines. But underground, the story continues. In the darkness, your children slither forward. Blind, tireless, unstoppable. The thread lives on.